His resume includes former pastor and former member of Congress, and now he's running for the U.S. Senate in next week's GOP primary. Mark Walker faces a former governor and current member of Congress, as well as 11 other candidates in this race. Walker is the focus of our continuing 2022 commitment coverage. Bill O'Neill joins us with his story.
Mark Walker came out of nowhere when he won a seat in Congress back in 2014. Now he's running for the U.S. Senate, and once again, he's a long shot. Mark Walker is a distant third in the polls. He didn't land the coveted endorsement from Donald Trump either. You don't even have the help of your fellow Republicans in the state. They drew you out of your congressional district. So why are the odds so heavily against you?
Because we've just never played the political game. There are party affiliates and officials that unless you're willing to bow the knee, you do get written out, both figuratively and in this case, literally.
So the president didn't pick you for the Senate. Would you vote for him for president in 24?
If he is the nominee for the Republican Party, then we will support that nominee.
Just based on your answer, he's not your top choice.
When it comes to the pro-life versus the abortion movement, who best leads that both statewide as well as from a national context? And
Mr. Trump is not that person.
I don't know that he can't continue to advocate, but as far as somebody who's lived that message out their life, I think there are others who could not only equal that, but maybe even take it further.
We asked Walker how far would he go in outlawing abortion in light of the recent Supreme Court leak. Walker says he would only make an exception in the life of a mother, not rape or incest.
The life that's about to be born did nothing wrong to enter into this arena, and I don't think we should penalize that life because of another tragic situation.
On the question of legalizing marijuana, Walker says he's not there yet. As for the DACA program, better known as Dreamers, undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as minors.
Children who came here through no fault of their own, I'm willing to look at that. I'm willing to listen. For those that can be it driver's license, work, pay taxes, I don't think that we reward with full citizenship.
Walker says that voters shouldn't reward Ted Budd either, not after the Davie County Republican failed to participate in a single debate.
If you can't or not even willing to face Republicans, how in the world are you going to face the presumptive candidate Cheri Beasley and Chuck Schumer with an army of $200+ million?
Walker says Budd cannot defend himself on several fronts, including the COVID relief money his family's business accepted through the Paycheck Protection Program.
Out of 147,000 like businesses in the Southeast, why was your family's business the only one that received $10 million of PPP money 3 weeks after the program started?
Walker says former President Trump got bad information from his chief of staff, Mark Meadows, when he endorsed Budd. But it wasn't the only key GOP endorsement Walker didn't get. What is your take on Mark Robinson's endorsement in this race?
Oh, it's a great question. I was a little hurt by it.
North Carolina's lieutenant governor endorsed Ted Budd. Walker says that he helped Robinson get started in politics and describes him as a friend.
It was a little painful and a little disappointing and a little surprising. It absolutely was.
Walker mentioned Ted Budd several times during our interview. Not once did he refer to the former governor, Pat McCrory. McCrory is running second in the latest poll. By the way, that latest poll shows a third of the voters are undecided about this race. Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.